The front door doesn't just open. It slams against the wall like a gunshot as Savesh storms into the foyer, his eyes locked on Selma while the air instantly turns into glass. Savesh demands to know if they are out of their minds, or if this is some kind of twisted joke to him. Unbothered pouring tea, Selma asks why they would be joking, stating that she offered Gul a job, Gul accepted, and as of today she works here. Savesh laughs bitterly, pacing, pointing out that this woman is Pars's ex-fiancée, and asking Selma if she even hears herself. Selma coldly asks what his point is, which drives Savesh over the edge as he rants about how Pars has his wife in one room and his ex-lover in the other like a twisted harem, demanding to know if this is how they live now. Stepping between them with a trembling voice, Naren screams for it to stop, but Savesh insists it isn't enough while looking around the room. Naren fires back that there is nothing going on here, and that what happens under their roof is absolutely none of his business. Selma chimes in, warning Savesh to watch his mouth in her house, but Savesh tells her she should start acting with some damn decency instead. Asking if she thinks Adna is blind, and if the whole city won't talk about whether this girl has any honor or self-respect left. Selma snaps completely, setting her teacup down with a violent clatter as she steps directly into Savesh's space, telling him to shut his mouth and lower his voice before she lowers it for him. Questioning what he even knows about honor or respect when Gul only came there to earn an honest living. She barks that they don't need lessons in morality from a man like him, but Savesh asks what her real game is and accuses her of trying to destroy his brother just to watch him bleed. Eyes cold and unwavering, Selma counters that they've bled plenty because of his family, so now it's his turn to feel it. Savesh notes that she is finally admitting it's about revenge, but Naren steps in, telling Savesh to stop because his brother doesn't even care about this as much as he does. Questioning why he thinks he gets a say in their family. Savesh declares he is making it his business and demands the girl leave the house today. Crying out from the stairs, Asiya begs Savesh to just let it go, but Savesh refuses to let it go while looking at what they're doing to his brother, swearing to God that if Selma hurts him, he will tear her world apart. Selma takes a step closer, narrowing her eyes as she tells him to cut the crap because he doesn't threaten anyone in her house. But Savesh answers that it's not a threat, it's a promise. And he always keeps his promises. Savesh storms out, the heavy oak door clicking shut behind him, leaving Selma to turn her venom toward Asiya, who shrinks back against the banister, as Selma accuses her of running straight to her brother like a little snitch, to beg him to come save her. Outside in the driveway, Naren runs after Savesh, grabbing his leather jacket to pull him back, demanding to know why he is so furious and what is wrong with him. Savesh yells back that it's a total betrayal to hire Pars's ex-girlfriend as a maid in his own house, but Naren insists Pars doesn't even care, asking why it matters so much to Savesh. Savesh explains that he knows how this story ends, asking what happens when his brother catches Pars and Gul kissing in some dark corner, just like Nadia caught Levent. Warning her that he will personally drag his brother out of this house by his collar and restart the buried blood feud all over again. Naren freezes, her breath hitching as her eyes widen in horror at the mention of the feud. Asking if he is seriously threatening to kill her brother, and demanding he pull the gun off his hip right now. Savesh tries to make her stop, but Naren hysterically slaps his chest, telling him to shoot her first if he wants a blood feud. Inside, the tension shifts to a somber bedroom, where Alishan lies motionless in a hospital bed hooked to a monitor. And Selma stands over him tight with grief, as Asiya enters quietly to swear she didn't call her brother, explaining he only came to ask how Alishan was doing. Without looking up, Selma asks bitterly if he came to admire his handiwork, blaming Asiya for the fact that Alishan is lying there half dead. Entering the room exhausted, Naren tells Selma to stop and leave the girl alone since she's suffered enough. Tears stream down Asiya's face as she says she can't believe they think this is her fault after she stayed by his side all night without sleeping, moving, or making a sound while he lay there like a ghost. Selma snaps that misery has followed them like a shadow ever since Asiya stepped foot into the house, bringing one disaster after another. Asiya says she is deeply sorry for everything, but insists Alishan Bey is strong and will wake up so everything can go back to normal. Turning to face her with burning eyes, Selma spits back that nothing will ever be normal until Asiya takes her husband and goes back to Adna. Vowing her blood will never cool down until Asiya packs her bags and leaves for good. Naren begs Selma to control herself, but Selma cries out that she can't breathe or forgive this while looking at her husband lying there like a corpse. The hallway falls quiet as Asiya walks toward the kitchen wiping her tears, locking eyes with Gul, who is leaning against the counter holding a tray. Asiya asks how she is holding up, and Gul smirks slightly, saying she is fine, before mocking Asiya for how she used to give big, dramatic speeches about dignity, honor, and reputation when Gul first came to serve. Asiya tells her not to do this right now, but Gul admits that seeing them tear Asiya to shreds in there felt pretty damn good, taunting her that she is on borrowed time because every time the family looks at Alishan, they will remember her lies. Asiya firmly states that Alishan Bey is going to recover soon and tells her to just wait, but Gul laughs softly, telling her to keep telling herself that and advising her to keep her suitcase packed because she might find herself kicked out into the street in the middle of the night. Asiya takes a step closer, her eyes hardening as she tells Gul that she should go back to the kitchen and finish scrubbing the floors because Aunt Selma will be calling for her maid any minute now. Back in the courtyard, Naren is still gripping Savash's jacket, forcing his hand toward her chest and daring him to pull the trigger if he wants blood. Savash yanks his hand back in horror, asking if she has completely lost her mind, and Naren screams back that she has indeed lost it because her husband cheated. Her pregnancy was a lie. Her father is in a coma, and she has absolutely nothing left. Grabbing her shoulders, Savash tells her to calm down and just breathe, but Naren asks how she can relax when he is threatening her family's lives, admitting that Gul being in the house is driving her crazy. Savash agrees that she is driving everyone crazy, noting what she is doing to his own mother, but Naren counters that his mother should take her anger out on someone else, not her brother. She pulls away sharply, her long nails accidentally grazing his neck and making him wince. Softening and breathless, Naren says she is sorry and didn't mean to do it, but Savash touches his neck, tracking a tiny drop of blood and noting that lucky for him her nails aren't longer, or she would have scarred him for life. Naren says scars heal, but Savash murmurs that some scars don't, explaining that big ones mark the skin while small ones mark the soul, telling her she is leaving a lot of marks on him. Looking away deeply conflicted, Naren tells him he should leave before they say things they can't take back, which Savash calls smart before flashing a slow, dangerous smile and telling her she has a vicious streak that suits her. He steps back into his car, muttering to himself as he starts the engine that once he gets his hands on those land deeds, he is going to show all of them who the real monster is. The scene shifts to a sleek, modern corporate office buzzing with energy as Jure walks into the conference room with a coffee, noting that someone is up early and stating that everything is ready for the pitch meeting. Layla organizes her papers with a smile, saying they are all set and admitting she absolutely loves the synergy of the new creative team. Jure agrees it's perfect, asking Layla if she is staying for the full debrief or heading out, and Layla replies she'll just finish her coffee and slide out. The glass doors slide open as Yaman walks in looking sharp but exhausted, prompting Jure to welcome him and ask how the champ is holding up. Yaman says he's fine, asking where they are heading, and Jure explains they are off to the quarterly pitch meeting before asking Naren how she is doing. Walking in behind him, Naren says she is managing and asks Yaman how his friend from the hospital is doing. Yaman replies that he is stable with no complications, then notes he heard her dad finally came home. Naren confirms it's tough, but states she really believes he's going to turn the corner soon. Checking his watch, Jure tells Naren the board is waiting and says they will be right outside, prompting Naren to ask Yaman to join them since they could use his input. Rubbing his temples, Yaman passes on the offer, explaining he didn't sleep a wink last night, and his head is absolutely pounding. Naren tells him to grab some painkillers from the front desk and take care of himself, and Yaman wishes them luck as Jure and the team exit. Left alone in the quiet corridor, Yaman answers his buzzing phone, confirming he is at the office, as the voice on the other end tells him she is letting grandmother know he has arrived. Yaman sighs, looking at Layla, admitting he still doesn't get what is so urgent that she wants to talk to them about. The elevator doors open to reveal Yaman's grandmother standing there radiating cold authority. And as she steps out, she looks directly at Layla and then at Yaman, stating it is very simple. She declares that if he truly loves this family and cares about their legacy and survival, he will do one thing for them, and as a heavy silence falls over the hallway, she looks at them and asks if Layla will marry her grandson,